Look.
Listen.
Taylor.
It's episode 69 of Look, Listen with Geese Guyera and Taylor.
Yeah.
Every Friday, we watch Pokémon and talk about it and other things as well. Geese is on green screen.
That was so distracting, Geese.
What?
You just disappeared into your background, and I was incredibly confused.
Geese Peep changed from a grunge artist in 1994 to a Spectre from 3572.
Ooh.
So, for the audio listeners, which is all of them, I was wearing a flannel t-shirt, and currently my hair is parted down the middle, and I just got the shower, so it's really slick, and I look like I could be that guy from that band.
But importantly, she's wearing a green shirt in front of a green screen, so she's
Also
just
that.
a ghost in the machine.
That looks sick. You should get with our uniform and wear blue.
Yeah. I got those blue pants from Costco. They look real nice. I can't understand the fit of them because they're the tightest things I've ever felt in my life. But the size is fine. It's my normal size of pants that feels comfortable. It's like 32, 34 or something. I don't remember, something like that. But 34, 32. It's just super, super tight, and I don't understand it. Somebody solve my issue.
You always have to do various different sizes at Costco. There's no consistency for me. Like, for example, like I have pants are like 2XL, and I'm never that size.
I get a large, and who knows how much my ankles are going to show.
They look good. It's just so tight. Just get a size up. We got a lot to cover today. Let's rip on through it. But before watching, playing, eating, Geese, would you like to tell the audience about X-rays this week? That sounds like a no.
No, that's just me preparing.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like emotional preparation.
Yeah.
Everybody sit back, get comfy, get some snacks, and let's hear some doctor stories.
Buckle up.
I had my follow-up appointment today via telephone for my colonoscopy, and my gastroenterologist was like, look, everything on the colonoscopy looked normal. However, because of your blood tests, I want to do a stomach something x-ray. Okay.
I feel like those two somethings might be important.
From my understanding, I drink a solution that has barium in it, glows my small intestine, the part of which they can't see with the cameras. He just wants to do it to make sure that there's no internal bleeding happening.
What? So they just handed you a mug and they were like, drink up, we're x-raying you.
Something like that. I don't know.
That's pretty sick.
And that's Geese's medical update of the week. Will she survive to next week? Who's to say? All right, Clambos, let's move on to some people's preferred moment of this show. Looking, playing, eating, watching. This
Definitely
week.
my preferred moment of the show.
What did you say to me?
Say again, Geese?
It's definitely my preferred part of the show.
Could you imagine someone saying something real antagonistic and then somebody genuinely not hearing them in a situation where someone would normally say, them's fighting words, but instead they were just saying, what did you say?
What was that? I didn't hear. Okay, so much to go through. I finished reading The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which, of course, is the prequel to the Hunger Games trilogy. What is Geese's face doing right off the bat?
She's making the My Little Teapot short and spout.
Her eyebrows are off the reservation.
I'm just taken aback by this development.
Why?
The movie's coming out this month. I got to finish the book before the movie comes out. It comes out
we
like
all
a
read
week.
the trilogy.
Did you read the trilogy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Everybody did, Geese.
It's her eyes are lizards.
I only saw the first film, but I read all the books.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. I associate that with middle school, so I don't like know if your demographic would have read them.
Yeah.
Everybody we get it, Geese. You're 14 years younger than us.
I understand. 14 years younger, but
I'm only 12 years younger.
It's way less than that. All right, continuing.
Daylight savings time.
Nope. It was a cultural phenomenon, Geese and audience and Clambos. Everybody read The Hunger Games. It's a good book. I keep looking. I remember when they first started showing the trailers for the movie, I had not finished the book yet, so I would run out of the movie theater to go to the bathroom while the trailer played. And I'm so upset because all the trailers are spoiling stuff from like the last couple pages of the book. And I'm just going, God, why do you do this to me? Like there's a whole twist that the trailers are just, oh, look. And I'm just upset about it.
The movie looked bad.
Well, I'll tell you in a couple weeks if it's bad or not. We'll see.
How's what'd you call it? The Swallow of Song and Fire?
It's called The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. The film is called Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which I don't hold against them because they do want to sell tickets with the Hunger Games name because there's a lot of people who aren't going to realize it's a Hunger Games movie.
And they need to make it sound like it's part of the Song of Ice and Fire series.
Yeah.
Because the other ones had real snappy titles, right? Like everything was like...
Hunger Games, Catching Fire, Mockingjay. Yeah, catchier titles. Yeah. Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I think, sounds good.
It just sounds like every Song of Ice and Fire book.
All right. Anyway, it's good. And I always see in Los Angeles, I see the posters for it at all the bus stops. And I was like, ooh, I know that character. And then I went, who is that character? And I think I figured it out. I think it's Sejanus and then his like sister or family member. Anyway, moving on. I also, Geese has a bunch of grapes.
There's a character named Janos, like Janus Slint.
Sejanus Flint. Okay.
No.
We're moving on. Okay, I also watched a film called Next Goal Wins by Taika Waititi. That film comes out November 17th. It's your typical underdog sports movie, but there are laughs to be found. If you enjoy laughing or Taika Waititi, you may have some fun with this movie. It's based on the true story of the American Samoa national soccer team, which was ranked 204th in the FIFA rankings, also known as dead last.
Oh, I was going to ask if that was good.
Yeah, no, girl. Do you know how many countries there are that play soccer?
Oh, no. Level? How many countries are in the world?
It doesn't matter because it only matters. It only matters how many have an international sports team that plays against other ones in official sanctioned events, and it's 204. So they're 204th in the world, which is pretty funny because that means they did just as well as if I made a soccer team with just me.
Fassbender's in that, right?
He is. He's the main character.
Is he funny?
I couldn't hear you over Taylor's rude interjection to the podcast.
I'm so sorry, Geese.
Yeah. These poor American Samoans. So the movie's set in 2011, I believe, around then. So 10 years after the Guinness World Record worst performance of all time on a national stage, where American Samoa lost to Australia 30-0. Oh, God. And that poor goalkeeper, he kept trying, girls. He kept trying.
There's no mercy rule? There's no mercy rule?
Not in 2011.
It was 2001 when that happened.
Not in 2001.
For an official thing, I think that's more for Little League, for mercy rules. I don't think actual
college.
I don't think actual professional national. I don't think the World Cup has a mercy rule. I don't think
you normally don't have mercy rules in case of goal differentials. The team that I played for in Houston actually got second place at a tournament because we didn't want to beat a high school team by a ridiculous amount of points. The high school team should not have entered the tournament, and the team who won was just this big old group of burly men, and they beat them by like 25 goals. And we were just sitting there, everyone shaking their heads. No shame.
But yeah, if you like little underdog sports movies, you probably have a good time in this. And there's like heartwarming little stories too. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
I heard that Michael Fassbender sings along to the song Chandelier by Sia in the car.
Here's what I'll tell you about music in this film. Big Dolly Parton themes and music running through it. So if you're a fan of Dolly Parton, you'll love this movie.
Chandelier by Sia came out in 2014.
Ooh, plot hole number one.
Well, Taika Waititi in the beginning does say it's mainly based with the few embellishments. So continuing on to video games, I played Mario Wonder, obviously. Great game. Gonna beat it. 100% it. Finally bought this bundle that's been teasing me for literally years. It's a bundle of the Spyro the Dragon Remastered Collection and Crash Team Racing Remastered. Reignited, whatever. I never ever bought it, even though it was on my wish list on sale, because I kept saying to myself, I feel like these will be PlayStation Plus one day.
Yes.
But it was on sale, and I got a free $25 from Amazon because of all the gift card nonsense from last week. And then I got my free $5 PSN bucks from GameStop every month, and I said, that would cover it, so I just bit the bullet, and I purchased them. Spyro is good. The thing is, I've tried to play the Spyro games multiple times. I tried to play it on PS1. I tried to play it on PS3, the original trilogy by Insomniac. I could never get into them. I was just more Crash Bandicoot. But now I'm having fun. I think it's neat. I can't believe the load times. I know it is a PS4 game, not optimized for a PS5, but I'm just staring at the screen thinking, you're literally on an SSD. How can this be happening?
That's just something getting bottlenecked. Those, I don't know. I played those on PS1, or I played one or two of them. I remember really liking them, but there's just no appeal to go back. The run around a little kind of rudimentary 3D area, do some soaring, do some collecting, and that's it.
Yeah, I feel bad for Spyro playing it right alongside Mario Wonder because it's such a stark difference in the same kind of gameplay. Find the hidden little things. Mario Wonder, nonstop fun, very much of 2023. They know kids in the TikTok attention span generation. They never give you a second to be bored. Cut to Spyro, I can't find the last two gems, and I've been looking for 30 minutes. So it's good for its time. I like it. Crash Team Racing was a mistake. I don't like the controls. I need it to be Mario Kart controls, and I don't think it's easy enough to switch them to be like Mario Kart. So that was a mistake. Finally. Yes.
Why did they just totally drop Spyro and Crash Bandicoot? Why didn't those receive the same kind of love as Nintendo's IPs?
Because Activision owned them, and they just made goofball video games made by not great teams with them.
Right.
Eating this week, I keep eating this caramel apple ice cream because I have such a craving for it, and it's kind of rare to find apple ice cream. But it's got caramel apple pie filling.
Oh, that sounds so good. Geese, you keep your wincing face.
If only we put out the video, you guys would lose it. Honestly, this would be great. She wouldn't have to say a word if this was a video podcast.
I'm a visual communicator. This is not my best medium.
Yeah.
You're an aggressively visual comedian. That looked like you were being poisoned.
She's insane. But
have had such Tumbo issues that looking at this image is like, I get a fear. Like, I can't even, like, it's making me nauseous. Look at that. Like,
pretend it's a nice barium milkshake for your x-rays.
Hold on. Sniff one of these. Clambos, if I didn't mention it before, you all need to rush out and buy alcohol prep pads. They're $1 on Amazon. And if you ever feel even slightly nauseous, you just sniff one of these, and within seconds, your nausea is gone. And I'm so upset that I didn't learn it until I was decades into living. And it was just an Instagram reel. That one, and have you ever had a headache? Just put your feet in hot water and the headache will go away.
You girls sniffing alcohol?
Insane developments that we've been taking medicine for years, and turns out there were just very simple solutions, and it just works immediately. And I'm so upset that it took this long. But what was I talking about? The apple pie ice cream. It also comes with pecans, but I'm not into pecans, so I say no pecans. That is from Cold Stone Creamery. Also had, so good. There's a place called Guisados. They sell this chicken mole poblano taco. It's so unbelievably delicious. I very much recommend it. And I need to go back as soon as I can to try their horchata cold brew, which apparently is next level. But unfortunately, it was too late when I was there, so I didn't get a chance to try it. Geese, it's your turn to discuss what you watched, to discuss what you played, to discuss what you ate.
I haven't really watched anything.
I thought you were going to say, I don't really want to.
Sounds like it.
I have been playing Fortnite. It's a new season, and the map is the original Fortnite map, and a lot of the original Fortnite features and abilities, which means it's not very fun. I believe this season, every week or every couple of weeks, the map changes, so it'll go through the entire map of Fortnite. So I'm just hoping that it doesn't last long. But
where does that take place? Fortnite.
Fortnite?
Is it like, is it Earth?
It's the center of all existence and universes, the convergence of every reality.
Huh.
Which is a very smart idea.
Yeah.
To explain why they have so many crossover characters. It's pretty clever. It's billions of dollars worth of a good idea.
Another thing about it is, since it's the first map, the map was optimized for building. This was before Fortnite had zero build mode. So the map is very empty. On the plus side, performs excellent on my laptop. However, it's extremely empty and there's less places to hide.
Would you like to talk about salami, Geese Peep?
I always want to talk about salami.
You did not make a wincing face to apple dessert, and then you're just talking about eating the fattiest cured meat known to man.
Okay, look. Everyone listen. Okay?
I'm listening.
I cannot stomach sugar anymore. It hurts my tummy, okay? I cannot look at Michael's sugary apple treat dessert and not be nauseous. However,
just throw tasty in there because it did look good.
No. I like savory things now, and I love salami, which unfortunately does not love me. However, I'm going to treat myself to some salami, and nobody can stop me, okay?
Some great salami.
Taylor, it's always unfortunate for you because you go last, and by the time it's your turn, the back of my mind is, all right, we got to keep it moving, Taylor. So we can get just three words per sentence here for the next.
Yeah. Real easy.
Now, Taylor's 30 seconds of the week.
I watched about 3 episodes of South Korean show Little Women, featuring my girl. I can't remember her name, but I always call her Gloria.
I hate to break it to you. Little Women is not Korean. Sorry.
But the Korean edition.
Oh.
It's like a special edition.
Ooh.
And also not related to, I'd imagine, the plot
Women
of the
could
film.
be little in Korea too, okay?
I started typing in Little Women, but instead I typed in Little Koreans.
Yeah. It's an easy mistake to make. And yes, all of them are little.
Those little guys.
It's worth watching because my girl Gloria is in it. I need to learn her name. I just called her that in Attorney Woo, but she's a lovely human, and she does a pretty good job playing dumb in this show.
My parents really like that show. Attorney
Which one? Little
Woo.
Women? Oh, yeah. It's
Goof.
fun. It's very fun.
They always ask me to watch it with them after dinner. However,
Are they trying to?
However, they watch the dubbed version, and I cannot stand it.
There's no way.
please,
There's no way.
No, you just do it yourself. That when my grandmother was watching some German show, I said no, and I switched to German because she was watching the dub, and I said no.
Hide the
My
remote.
parents get so mad at me when I put on any kind of subtitles or anything. Ugh.
Ugh,
Wow. Wait till you tell me you work in a library.
good point.
Mm.
Taylor, please let us know about Neo 2 this week.
Oh, well,
Wait a minute.
I also needed to finish talking about Little Women.
Ugh.
It's a fine show. It has a very consistent, very South Korean message about money. That is a big focal point of the plot.
You better work for Samsung.
I have never seen spoilers for the next 10 seconds
Taylor.
for South Korean edition of Little Women.
Well, give them a chance to hit the fast forward button because some people say spoilers coming up, and then they're trying to grab their phone and it doesn't work.
So spoilers are starting now. I've never seen a show spend its entire time playing into one very strong, very consistent message and throw it away in the last minute. The message is money is evil. people are happier when they don't focus on money. At the end of the show, everybody's happy because they have money. And I was like, well, how did you do? I've never seen a show do that ever. Ever. Very amusing.
Way to go.
End of spoilers.
End of spoilers.
Now it's time for Taylor's playing of the week for video games. I started Neo 2. I got off Eliza P. I had my normal post-game depression where I don't know what to do with myself.
Remember, Liza with a Z, not Lisa with an S, because Lisa with an S, not Z.
Liza. I finally landed on Neo 2 after deciding not to get Lords of the Fallen yet. Neo 2 is terrific. It's very fun. I've been playing it. Really a lot of depth to it. Boy, are its controls a mess.
Wait,
so
Neo?
Yes. It's a good, a nice solid 10-hour acclimation period for stance switching and key pulsing and all of that nonsense. It's a very good game. I recommend it.
Mm.
What was I eating this week?
You wrote chimichurri out the wazoo.
Oh, yeah. I decided to make some chimichurri because I've always been really curious about that. And I had some chimichurri at a restaurant.
You can't keep saying, I'm sorry.
Well, what, about the chimichurri?
You can't say the word chimichurri that many times.
Oh, I can cut down on the chimichurri mention. I'll just say it like 1-2 more times. So the chimichurri I had
It doesn't. It's too
very,
goof.
say it like 3 times.
No.
It's very satisfying.
It's such a.
Just try it out.
Please.
Try it out. Geese,
No.
say it with me. Come on.
Chimichurri.
Well, turn on your voice effects, and then you'll really.
Chimichurri.
Yes,
Hey, it's
exactly.
Reporter Geese Beat,
It's like chimchar.
the Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. So I had this chimichurri.
Golly.
It gets sillier the more I say it.
I'm aware.
You ever convince yourself that a word wasn't real by
Yes.
saying it so many times?
When I was a child in the elementary school, cherry. I was convinced in about 5th grade. You cannot tell me cherry is a word. What, like Cherry from Pee-wee's Big Adventure? A big chair that talks? Cherry?
I did that to myself with the word world, and it lasted like 2 days. I would read it and say, that's misspelled.
It's ridiculous.
It should be something else.
RL? No. Come on.
Yeah. I ate this chimichurri,
God, Taylor.
so I decided to make my own, and it's fine. It's one of those condiments, like a béarnaise.
Oh my God, chimichurri's a condiment. I was picturing chimichangas. Okay, hold on. We got to move on to Poké News of the Week. We've told the story before.
News of the week.
Telling it one more time. The chimichurri catastrophe. Every time we would go to Evo, every time we'd go to Las Vegas, it'd be around Taylor's birthday. He'd always convince us all to go to the fanciest steakhouse imaginable. We're all dropping hundreds of dollars. Nobody can afford it.
Just for
But
Chateaubriand.
You have to wear a special dress code, but it's also so fancy that you can't. Let me just give you the example of what happened. Are you listening? Are you listening?
I'm listening.
We order the Chateaubriand, and Taylor says, "Oh, can I get a side of goofballese?" And I say, "Oh, okay. Can I have this chimichurri sauce, please?" And they're like, "Of course, sir. Of course." I just thought that was included with your Chateaubriand.
Like a little side.
Like a little side. He brings them out. He's cutting the meat. It's so fancy. Chimichurri. We get the bill. I see it's like $12 for the chimichurri sauce. And I immediately thought, but then the second part of my brain says, you're sitting at fancy hundos upon hundos a bone steakhouse. You know how insane you would look if you complained about $12. So you can't say anything. In my mind, I was thinking, well, you didn't say there was a charge for the sauce. The way Taylor ordered the sauce, it sounded, because didn't the guy ask like, and sauces, sir? He didn't say additional charges, sir.
It's, and I'm not going to go back there because that should be served with sauces. Chateaubriand is always served with sauces.
$12 for chimichurri. Get out of town. Anyway,
normally like a peppercorn sauce, normally a béarnaise.
That's the churro story. Taylor, can we move on to Poké News of the Week? We're running behind.
Absolutely.
Now it's time. Geese, can we get a good audio girl going?
Hold on, let me.
Reporter.
Excuse you. I was not expecting that.
Now time for Poké News.
Poké News of the Week.
Clambos, we have the next community days all lined up and ready and dated. I hope you got your shiny Whoopers recently because, boy, did I have to work so hard to get them all. I literally caught the last one 1 minute before Community Day ended. I was losing it. I had to sprint out of work to get them.
Okay. Are they the shiny ones? Are they purple?
Paldean Whoopers are purple, yeah. Well, they're like kind of close to the color of a Jotonian Whooper. The shiny Jotonian Whoopers are pink.
Axolotls!
Jotonian sounds so sick.
I know. So here are the next Community Day dates. December 16th through the 17th, January 6th, January 20th, and February 4th. And we know November 25th is going to be Mareep. So get your shiny sheep on November 25th. And now...
We don't...
Yes, Taylor?
We don't know the other ones?
No, it's going to be revealed later. And now, back by popular demand, you're never going to believe it, the segment you've all been clamoring for, Clambos. It's Reporter Geese Peep, and we're sending it off to her in Nassau, Bahamas, which she goes to every week. So I don't understand why we're always in Nassau, Bahamas.
The return of the Peep.
Ever been to Nassau, Bahamas? I'm pretty sure.
Let's check the passport.
Okay. Anyway, it's 79 degrees here, Fahrenheit. It's very lovely. A little cloudy, 72% humidity, so not super great. But if you get sweaty, you can just jump into the pool or the ocean.
Deja vu, what do you have to say to Reporter Geese Peep Taylor?
I want to know if you prefer the pool or the ocean. Specifically when you go to the Bahamas, which you've done before.
When I go to the Bahamas, which I've never done before, I prefer the ocean because it's very clear and I can see if there's any fish or anything. If the ocean is cloudy, probably prefer the pool. However, it depends. It also depends on the seashell availability.
Thank you for the very thorough answer, Reporter Geese Peep.
All right, thank you so much, Reporter Geese Peep, for another exciting report from the Bahamas. Okay, bye. All right, Clambos, let's move on to the episode. Is this the first episode of Terapagos' Big Gleaming Adventure, the series?
It
This
is.
the second episode.
The first one.
This is where...
Now, hold on. I thought this is the second time we've seen the intro song, the new intro song.
First time I have.
I think some people are out here lying. Clambos, apologies. Geese Peep. The new song, it's good. It's very new anime-ish. It's like a whiny man. It sounds like Geese would love it.
I don't like the guy's voice.
You don't? Then how come you're always loving... Where Are You?
Everybody drop what they're doing and listen to the song Odd Loop right now, because that's who this reminds me of. And
Maybe
it's a great meal.
Maybe it's Odd Loop. Geese Peep. Yeah, it's a whiny man's voice, so time for the next season. Let's get a new voice. I'm sorry, Mr. Man.
I like this song.
Geese Peep, can you please tell us the name of this episode in English? And welcome to Geese Peep's Synopsis of the Week. What happened in one sentence?
Do you want me to say the episode first?
Okay.
Well, okay. Tell us what happened in one sentence in English. There you go. Cover all your bases.
No, she's going to say the episode in English, and then I'm going to say episode Japanese, and then she's going to do her one sentence synopsis.
Oh, sick. Not the other way around.
You have to introduce the name of the episode first.
Yes.
Really?
Let's hear the name of the episode in English, Geese.
Terapagos' Adventure.
Or in Japanese, Terapagos no Bōken. And now, Geese Peep's one sentence synopsis.
One sentence?
Terapagos gets lost, and Liko realizes that she needs to be more in tune with her Pokemon and realize that Terapagos just needs to be taught because it's been asleep for a while, and that Sprigatito needs some more attention.
Very good. Maybe a run-on sentence, a lot of commas in there, but I like it.
I was very confused because when you said the sentence, I thought you were going to summarize the previous episode, and no. I just thought, I've watched the wrong episode.
No, it's fine. Clambos, I hate to break it to you. Geese actually probably like this episode because there's no battles, just Pokemon being cute. Here's the problem. This is the exact same plot as about 3 other episodes of we're on the Great Salami and where is the Pokemon we just caught? This has happened with Hatena. This has happened with Fuecoco. This has happened with Sprigatito. I believe it's happened with Wattrel.
No, but this one has Liko talking about her emotions.
This one has Grandma.
This one does have Grandma. All right.
Shout out to the grandmas.
Let's jump into the episode.
I cannot. The intro is so funny to me. It's so funny.
It is the most anime shonen
It's
intro.
like someone was trying to make an intro to make fun of like anime intros with this. Like it is so over the top.
They're not wrong.
I thought it was fine, but I also watch a lot of anime.
It's the norm for him.
It was just funny to me. It's just funny. It's just like, wow, okay.
Yeah, I'm laughing about it. It's just amusing.
So the episode opens with a recap of the last episode, as you do. In Clambos, we open with everybody eating, going to town. We got the people eating. We got the Pokemon eating. They're munching, chewing, chomping. Looks so good. Yum, yum, yum.
That the Pokemon are eating like baked or prepared food.
This is processed food. Spoilers. Yes, Taylor.
Does Liko sound different this season?
I don't think so.
I was wondering if she sounded a lot more confident, or if maybe I was just kind of putting that on her.
It's a possibility.
That's what I was thinking.
Now, like Geese mentioned, Terrapagos is sniffing his little bowl of Pokemon food, his packaged, prepared Pokemon food, and he's not into it. He's thinking, I'm not so sure.
Now, listen. I like Terrapagos a lot in this episode. I think the animations are adorable. I think the way that Terrapagos is approaching each and every situation is adorable.
Also, I like this scene too because Grandma asked for more food and she's so hungry, and her and Roy bond over the hunger that they both have for not only food but also adventure.
Would have been sick if someone handed her a tin of pineapple chunks or something.
Also, Arcanine and Cap are friends, and it's so cute.
'Cause strength attracts.
So Grandma and Roy both want seconds. Grandma and Roy are the best of friends. She wishes that that Roy was her grandson, not Liko. They're like 2 peas in a pod.
They're both hungry for adventure and also food.
And Fuecoco. He wants hungies too.
He's hunkies.
Like Geese mentioned, Cat and Pikachu sitting on top of Arcanine's head. They're the best friends. Fritos has a delicious-looking cup of coffee. Oh no, everybody! Who could have possibly predicted this plot of a Pokemon episode? Terrapagos has gone missing.
On the Great Salami?
We cut to Terrapagos. He's bumping into a very spooked Palmo. And then he runs off. Roy and Clambos, we've been through this. This is some. If you've ever watched an episode of this show before, this is some ground you're familiar with.
He's so happy and curious.
I don't know at what point it happens. I just know that I wrote this note. The animation of him walking down the hallway, strutting, looking around, is one of the best parts of Pokemon.
He is just a little guy. I don't know if you've seen how big his little face is compared to everything around him. He's very tiny. Roy and Liko are looking everywhere for Terrapagos. They can't find him. But wait, Geese, what was that crashing noise?
Terrapagos crashed into some crates of berries.
and he's upside down on his shelf. I guess they're in a little storage area where they keep the berries. But luckily...
Seems like a bad place to store berries.
No, great place for berries. Liko gently picks him up and places him back on his little feet, and he starts going to town, munching on the berry.
I do that when I find June bugs stuck on their back.
Now I have a question.
Does Fuecoco also eat some berries? The answer is yes, Geese.
I'll allow it from the audience.
When you say June bugs, you mean the little guys that roll themselves up in a ball?
No, those are roly-polies.
Okay, because where I'm from, where I come from.
Why is Southern Peep so prominent today?
Tell me about where you come from, Geese Peep.
We call those potato bugs.
What? Potato bugs are the evil giant things.
It's interesting because, like, I think it's like a regional thing where everyone calls them a different thing.
No, potato bugs are the horrifying, enormous, beetle-looking, evil things.
Oh, my God. Roly-polies do have a couple. Pill bug is another name. So my thought in this scene was, okay, I guess Terrapagos just doesn't like processed foods. She only organic or something. No pesticides. But we'll learn later what's going on with that. No spoilers.
It's the big twist of the episode.
Geese, I'm telling you, at this point in the episode, Sprigatito is jealous. She is not having all this attention being paid to Terapagos by Liko.
This is another first time we're seeing this plot point.
Taylor. Liko has taken it upon herself to take a bunch of notes on Terapagos, so she's just following Terapagos around with her little tablet, drawing cute little pictures. We get a little montage.
So, does Rotom Phone have the ability to turn into Rotom Tablet?
Well, Rotom is a ghost. And
what?
He can... Taylor, come on. Rotom is a little electric ghost Pokemon that can go into not any device, but most devices and possess them.
She has an iPad and a phone.
Oh, wow. I wonder if it's the same Rotom.
It could jump between. But the Rotom in this series doesn't have a personality like the Rotom in Sun and Moon did.
It's wild information to me. So they have phones. They're just all possessed by Rotom.
Not all of them.
No, because there were cell phones in Pokemon before Rotom was even a Pokemon.
Does Rotom ever take over a computer?
Sure, he can if he wants. He takes over refrigerators and lawnmowers. But anyway, we're getting off track. There are cell phones in Generation 2. Rotom's a Generation 4 Pokemon. We got to Terrapagos playing with Nosepass on the bridge of the ship. Captain Pikachu is very unamused by this. He's trying to run a professional operation here, and he doesn't need his compass being thrown about. I'll tell you that much. Too many antics in the bridge.
Too many Niantics, if you ask me. Nice.
Then we get a little scene of Terrapagos shoving his face into Murdoch's cake. The boy loves cake, just not Pokemon food. And then Terrapagos is looking at Carcole and the little hamster wheel. Absolutely enthralled. Geese moving his little neck around, making little circles.
Cute.
Liko's loving it. She loves every little thing about Terrapagos.
To the chagrin of Sprigatito.
No, I'll say. And then, who does Geese Peep? Geese Peep, answer my next question, please.
Okay.
Who does Terrapagos interrupt next?
Nido thing.
Oh my God, there was a Nido thing filming a video, and Terrapagos is going to jump in on that. Saw that coming a mile away.
Now you wouldn't want to post that online.
Got him.
Yeah. I wonder what would happen.
Well, people be like, what the heck is that?
Like, wouldn't they be really helpful? That's Dot's key
Also,
to overtaking that other girl.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, she's talking about multi-battles. Hatena in this next scene, Clambos, you listen to me right now, is the most adorable thing I've ever seen in my life. She starts flapping her little wing hat flap things, ears, because Liko screams as Nido Thing walks out in her full suit with Terapagos.
I'm assuming that Liko had such a reaction because the first time I saw it, Liko screams out, she yells out Nido Thing. I'm assuming that she knows that Terapagos invaded the stream at that point, or the recording.
I think she's more just still not used to Dot being Nido Thing. And she's like, when she sees her in the outfit, she's still like, Nido Thing.
I was just giving her the benefit of the doubt.
Got him.
Yeah.
She has been a fan of Nido Thing for a long time. So, yes, seeing Nido Thing walk out is a big surprise, which makes her scream, which makes Hatena lose her mind. And it's adorable. Moving on to the next scene. Later on, Dot explains that Terapagos is going wild over everything.
He's been sleeping for decades.
Everything is new to him, Clambos. Taylor, Terapagos ran off again.
I know.
Liko asks Sprigatito for help finding it, but Geese What does Sprigatito do?
He doesn't care.
Ooh.
Worse than that, Sprigatito gets all affronted.
Sprigatito storms off. Does it?
It's so cute. It's the cutest part of the episode. Well, no, probably Terrapagos walking down the hall, strutting. But Sprigatito jumping off the bed and taking 5 seconds to walk across the room, and both characters just watching it. Very funny.
And then he cutely walks up the stairs. But Hatena feels something. What is Hatena feeling? She starts running in circles and sprints off. Liko chases after.
So I have a question. When Hatena's losing its mind, which happens once an episode, I guess, do you two know what it's feeling? Because I can never tell.
No.
It's usually just like strong emotions, right?
Yes, strong emotion.
Yeah.
He's feeling a strong emotion. And then we cut.
I thought it had a reciprocal reaction.
Well, I mean, whatever strong emotion it's feeling, that's what it is feeling.
If someone got really angry, then Hatena would get really angry?
She would feel it. She'd be affected by it. I don't think she herself would be angry, but she would feel that feeling, right?
So I wonder if it has the same reaction to somebody being very happy or very sad.
It's like Diana Troy in Star Trek. Okay, we cut to Snoozin' Noctowl and Grandma taking naps.
There's something very funny about an owl looking through a telescope.
Then we see Liko and Hatena on the gunwale hull stern of the ship outside. Glambos, I'm going to be real with you. Here's a question for you. Do I know all the names of a part of a ship? No.
Porthole, is that what it's called?
A porthole, I believe, is a window. But they're on the front of the ship, much like where Jack and Rose from the Titanic and Be on Top of the World. That's where Liko and Terrapagos are. But Geese, Terrapagos is climbing so dangerously up on the little mast thing.
He starts screaming.
He is screaming a lot up there. We're going to find out.
So confused at this part of the episode. Terrapagos screaming. Hatena losing its mind. I was very lost at this point.
Well, they'll explain later why Terrapagos was screaming. But he's screaming. Everybody's screaming. Hatena then faints from the screaming.
That's what prompted my question earlier.
And it seems like Terrapagos is calling out to someone, Glambos. Who could it be? But now the wind is getting strong, and he's fallen. It's a cliffhanger commercial break. Oh my God, is Terrapagos gonna fall off, and is this the end? We cut back from commercial break. We see Sprigatito slamming himself up against the door to Grandma's room. And Liko has decided to take it upon herself to save the mythical Pokemon Terrapagos by putting herself in harm's way, also climbing up the mast at the front of the ship where she could easily die.
Very funny that they both just sauntered on up the sheer metal surface. No issues.
Yeah, they're pretty good at climbers. I got it. I'll hand it to them. She grabs his little Terrapagos hand/foot, whatever you want to call it, Geese. But then they start to slip. It sounds like this is going to be it, Glambos. But then Geese, who shows up?
Grandma and our canine.
Grandma Diana comes flying in on a flying Arcanine, and she saves the two of them, saves the lot of them, picks her up, and jumps back to solid, safe ground.
I was very surprised that Arcanine was the one that showed up. I thought it was going to be any of the flying Pokemon.
No, Arcanine's a beast. He could do anything.
I found out exactly what it can do at the end of the episode. Very surprising, Professor Frito's edition.
Spoilers. Sprigatito's relieved, but annoyed. Annoyed at the whole situation. Then we smash cut to little Terrapagos snoozing on the bed. Liko is apologizing for putting herself in danger. And what's worse, you put Nala in danger. Grandma says, well, it's a good thing Sprigatito came to come get me. And so Liko says, thank you, Sprigatito. But Glambos, I don't think Sprigatito's accepting her thank yous and apologies.
I don't think so either.
Not yet.
Not with that much of a grudge.
She looks mad, little Sprigatito. I mean, acknowledges it a little bit, but I don't know. Liko and Grandma Diana have a big old conversation. Liko's calling herself reckless. Sprigatito's upset at my recklessness, but Grandma says, you did it just because you care about them. That's courage, not recklessness.
But for the viewers at home, that is incredibly reckless. Don't do stuff like that.
Yeah, don't clam the mess. Now, Clambos, we get to maybe a little bit of plot, what we've maybe perhaps been looking forward to just a little bit. Liko brings up the 6 heroes of destiny. And look.
Listen.
This next scene, the whole time I kept thinking, oh, I'm sorry. Grandma and Liko this whole time have never discussed these 2 bits of information with each other? We've been over the book. We're just now learning this?
Well, they kept getting interrupted
by
cans of food.
What is this, the next morning after that adventure?
Yeah.
So Grandma pulls open Lucius's memoirs. Like always, we see Terapagos' full form in there, the big one that's been teased in the video games for a while now. Terapagos wakes up, though, Geese, when they start talking about Lucius and whatnot.
And we get a picture. We see a better view of Lucius.
I screen capped it. It is a full picture of Lucius. Just, my goodness gracious.
Do you think Lucius
just not colored.
is a lady?
No.
Seems like it.
They'd never.
But who knows? In the show Little Women, the most effeminate character was a man.
There's not enough energy in the Terrapagos. That's why he's not his full form yet.
Grandma thinks that he's crying because he wants to go to heaven.
He's done with life. No, he wants to go to Rekua, the paradise of Rekua. Okay, but first, before he does that, we need to collect all the ancient 6 heroes. And then once we do that, we have enough strength and we can make it.
And the great news is Grandma's given Liko this super sick belt
and
with not enough.
Right. I was
Good
right.
job,
it
Geese.
does hold all of the balls.
But it doesn't seem like it has enough pouches.
I thought, I don't know if this is the case for those ancient Pokeballs, but
Doesn't seem like it.
Smaller?
Yeah, they were full size when she plugged it in there.
So Terapagos is screaming and crying and losing it. But Liko's gonna do it, Clambos. Liko has decided she is going to open that path to Rekua.
Rekwa.
Raccoon City.
Ooh, sick tie-in.
And she now lives by what's the synonym for motto? The mantra. Liko now lives by the mantra, with Pokes by my side, I'll do it just fine.
It's catchy.
And then, like they said, Diana Grandma now gives Liko the Lucius belt. And she is now the rightful owner. And Terapagos is into it. He says, ooh, sick. But then Liko says, oh my God, I've been so worried about Terapagos, ancient 6 heroes, belts. What I need to be worried about is my number 1 partner, Sprigatito. She rips that belt off Clambos. She says, Grandma, you watch Terapagos. I gotta go get my friend.
And she should also be worried about school for the viewers at home. School.
So she runs to Sprigatito. She knows Sprigatito pretty well, so she knows exactly where it's going to be hanging out. Sprigatito is still upset. Liko apologizes, compliments Sprigatito. Liko says, I owe it all to you, Sprigatito. I would have never come out of my shell if it weren't for you. I would have never had nothing if it weren't for you. All my bravery is because of you, Sprigatito.
Going a little overboard, I think.
And then I'm sure this makes sense in Japanese, but in English it's mildly confusing. Sprigatito then, what verb would you use here? Beans her eyes, just takes her little paws and puts them on.
Kicks her a little bit.
Just puts, Sprigatito puts her 2 front paws on Liko's eyeballs. Well,
yeah, we have like eyes. A show of affection. Like, oh, you.
Well, I think she's a little bit annoyed. I wouldn't call that the affection part. The affection part is next when she sits in Liko's lap.
Movies always do that. Someone like slaps someone and then hugs them.
And then Geese says,
Yeah, it's like, took you long enough.
and then Grandma busts in. And she says, Pokemon are such strange, strange creatures. And she says, look, the Pokemon may not understand the words you're saying, but they do know the feelings.
They know what the truth is in your heart.
That Pokemon right there, that Pokemon knows what you feeling.
And that Pokemon hit you in the face and then hugged you. Maybe I can't decipher that one.
And Liko, at this point, is trying to get Sprigatito to like Terrapagos. She just wants him to get along, much like Roy trying to get his Pokemon to get along. Fuecoco and Watrel.
There's a real cute shot of Sprigatito offering a paw to Terrapagos. I was actually kind of surprised they didn't do more with that instead of just showing its paw.
Maybe they're building up to it.
Maybe they're building up to it, but we only got 22 minutes, so we can't fit it all into one episode. We cut to dusk. Liko tells the Rising Volt Tacklers, the whole crew, I've gathered you all here today in the breakfast nook. I'm starting a new quest. I'm going to Rekua. And immediately, she thinks that she's going to get some sort of pushback. But no, Roy jumps up. Roy and Fuecoco are so excited about the prospect of berries in the paradise of Rekua. She says, please help me, everyone. And the Rising Volt Tacklers say, of course we'll help you. Nothing sounds more sick than a giant adventure. And if there's one thing the Rising Volt Tacklers stand for, it's when somebody really wants something, we're gonna go help them get it.
Especially when that person is Diana.
And me, Uncle Frito's, I already have a tablet of the 4 remaining heroes pulled up that we can look at.
I did like how they just have a little developer roadmap for this season.
Well, here's the thing, everyone. We may have some tough time finding this legendary that is known for running away, and also this ancient Pokemon that only lived hundreds of years ago. But we'll do our best. We got it. But hey, at least Geese, Dot shows up. What does Dot have to tell everyone?
That there's sightings of Rayquaza all over Galar.
So
and I recognize that map.
So the adventure begins. Let's go.
Season 2, the adventure begins.
And now we get the absolute. It's the worst thing they've ever done in this entire series. Not just
very confusing.
Not just this season, not just last season. The entirety of Pokemon as a franchise, the worst idea, stupidest implementation. Oh my god! I thought something may be revealed here. I thought, oh, maybe we'll get some cool bit of information, some sort of development on something.
I thought it would be
Clambos.
Anything.
Anything. Yeah, exactly, Taylor. I thought anything may happen. Just anything. Here we go. This one scene probably takes the score of this episode off like 3 points.
Very funny.
Here's the scene. Strap in for this scene. Get ready. Geese.
Brace yourselves.
Maybe eat a grape because you're not going to believe what happens next.
Get your notepads out.
We cut to nighttime like we often do, and we see the Explorer's submarine. I wonder what intrigue will happen this week in the Explorer's submarine. Literally nothing. We see the submarine, Amaranth standing there. He says to his Pokemon Ceruledge, ellipses, I. Ellipses. To be continued.
The drama.
I just put in my notes, what was the point?
No, I wrote in my notes, pointless, 3 exclamation marks. There was no reason. Here's the thing. We got to go conspiracy theory on this. Nobody's stupid enough. Nobody in the glorious island nation of Nihon is stupid enough to have done this. So clearly there's something we don't understand. Clearly there was supposed to be a longer scene here, but they ran out of time, and there was somebody higher up not knowing what's going on said you can't
dramatic.
But it's not.
If he had just finished the sentence, it could have been dramatic. If he had said Ceruledge.
It's a cliffhanger.
But you didn't even get to the cliff, let alone hang from it.
It's
A
just like
cliffhanger.
character intro, cut. And everyone's like, whoa.
If he had said, Sarah Ledge, I know how to grab Terrapagos, cliffhanger, that would have been okay. He just said, Sarah Ledge, I.
It was a cliff suggestion.
That's not... it's rough. It's
If we had thought that he was dead before, and it had revealed him, that would have worked.
Yep. Maybe we're the idiots. We all know in Japanese you use different words for the word I, right? Watashi no, boku no.
Right. Uh-huh.
Watashi wa.
Nihongo ga.
Wakarimasen.
Shabiremasen.
Shabby. Maybe we're the Dumbos. And he actually used a really rare Japanese way of saying I, and it means 1,000 things.
What if it's an ancient dialect?
But to us foolish... Yep.
What if it's like he said I, but like in a way that's kind of like disparaging or like a less formal way, being like, maybe I failed or something? I don't know.
Who's to say? But that's the end of the episode. That's the end. Who's to say for sure? That's the end of the episode. Geese, take it away with Uncle Professor Frito's big old seminar this week.
Seminar of the week.
Today's Pokemon is Arcanine, the legend Pokemon. It turns its blazing fire inside its body into energy, and it races around the land lightly and gracefully. Do you know how far it can run in a single day?
Tell you right now, I did not know.
Me either. Is it A, 100 kilometers, B, 1,000 kilometers, or C, 10,000 kilometers?
Taylor, take it away. What's the answer?
Somehow, it is the absolutely astronomical number, 10,000 kilometers.
Or in English, 6,213 miles.
It's faster than a plane.
That is longer... That's like the width of the United States.
That's
right?
So sick. Shouts out Arcanine. I gotta hand it to him. We see a cute picture of an Arcanine painting in a museum. They're in a museum, and there's a painting of an Arcanine in a field, and the Paldean starters are there, and Captain Pikachu. And all the starters are being their own little personalities. Quaxley's fixing his little hair. Fuecoco's looking at a painting of some apples, going hungies. Sprigatito's taking a little cat nap, and Captain Pikachu's just looking up at the Arcanine painting in awe. And that is all we have today for the episode. It's let's go. It feels mean to go under 7.0.
What a weak way to start the new season is what I have to say about it.
I'll call it a weak.
Got him.
No.
Yeah, I can't be mean enough to go under 7 because I guess there's some cute parts.
That's the only redeeming part.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's just a rehash of a million other episodes. Oof. All right, we'll go 6.8.
Wow, that's so generous.
Whoa, you're going under 6.8?
Yeah. 5 average. I'm gonna say
no. We're not doing 5 average. We're doing
we're doing 7 average.
We're doing video game scores, which basically means 8 is a good video game, 9 is incredible, 10 is Metroid Prime and Breath of the Wild. Anything under an 8, dog S word, never play it.
Right.
I give it a 6 out of 10.
Whoa,
Geese is 6 out of 10.
Just the same plot that we've had everywhere else. Cute moments, and then absolutely nothing. It was reuse the plot, reuse the goal, reuse the team, plus Diana, and guess what? Amaranth's still in the background. I'm giving it a 4.
Oh my God.
It just felt like they were wasting our time.
The funny thing is, it would have been a higher score if they just didn't include the Explorer submarine at the end. Just shave off a minute, better episode. Weird.
Or just give us anything. Give us anything other than, oh, wow, what are we going to do? Go on an adventure. Who's going to go? The Rising Volt Tacklers.
Wow. Yeah, Clambos, you heard it here first. We didn't like the episode. I'm sorry. Hopefully next week is good. We'll see. Ooh.
Everybody look up Odd Loop. It's a great song.
Very sick. All right, Clambos, thank you for listening. It is now time for the wrap-up. Geese, take us into the wrap-up.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. Please follow us on social media at Look, Listen, Cast on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Thank you to Keith for our artwork. You can find him at twitch.tv/KeithSquared.
Twitch.tv.
I had a stroke. Twitch.tv/KeithSquared.
Thank you to Professor Ticklebits for our website and boilerplate. Follow him on twitch.tv/prof_Ticklebits. Thank you to our supporters. You can support us by going to looklistencast.com. Click the link for
special shout out for the boilerplate.
You can click the link for Spotify for podcasters, or it may still say Anchor, to support us monthly. Thank you so much. Please recommend this podcast to your uncles and grandmothers and nieces. And every episode we end with a question. Please send your questions to looklistencast@gmail.com. Geese Peep, will you please choose a new character from your rotating soundboard and read Artie Fine's question?
Artie Fine asks, let's say
Dialga.
Sure, they're fine.
showed up and offered each of you the opportunity to travel back and re-experience any single year of your life from one birthday to the next. You're not bound to redo everything the same way, and you have the same knowledge about life that you have now. Which would you choose?
He also adds that he thinks he would go back to being 16 years old when he was a social butterfly, more of a social butterfly than he is now, and he had the freedom of a new driver's license and the open road.
Was the biggest thrill.
What's the
Taylor, what was the answer to your question?
That's a tricky one. Because there are a few like branching paths that I've had.
Ooh, you could be like a tiny little baby with all your knowledge and just talk to everybody that hasn't passed away yet. Your sad, terribly tragic existence.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was a rough
God.
few years.
Yeah.
So the easiest one to relive would probably be like 25 to 26, because there was just a split-second moment that ruined my professional water polo career. And I could just not do that and maybe go to the Olympics.
Oh, yeah, that'd be smart. That's what you should have done. Good thinking.
Yeah.
Now, do we go back in time, he says?
You relive
Courtesy
a
of
year.
Dialga.
Wait, you
So
only
remember-
get to relive a year and then we go back into the regular timeline?
That's what I'm kind of wondering.
I got it. Easy. When Bitcoin first comes out, get a bunch of money, buy it, write down the thing, go back to normal time, just have millions of dollars. It doesn't have to be Bitcoin. It can just be anything.
So what I'm kind of getting from the nature of the question isn't you're going back to change the course of history. You're going back to re-experience it with appreciating it now.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
I
not
think
real?
Yeah. So it's like perfect memory. For
I
a
see.
year.
Oh,
Ugh. I would
if-
not want to do any year of my life.
hold on. Remember, Geese Peep, you have all your memories. So basically, and it's not real. So the answer is actually pretty easy here.
But you're cognizant that you're reliving your life.
Yeah.
What?
Correct.
A year is a long time.
I'm going back to early 90s. I'm going to be boy
Oh.
genius, and I'm going to eat 90s McDonald's, 90s Taco Bell. It's going to be so sick.
Oh, that would be, well, do you think, I wonder if that carries over to your tastes, because you stopped drinking pop, but you did at the time. So what do you think that would be?
Since it's not real, it doesn't exist, the soda's not going to do anything to me. So I'll drink soda, I guess, a little bit. It's not real, so it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Actually, I have an answer. I would go back to the 6th grade so I could better appreciate the European cruise I went on and not be an angsty little teenager and not appreciate all the art and the history.
Angsty peeps.
God. I was, oh my God, so angsty. Ugh.
Now, Geese, when you say angsty, I think that's par for the course. I think most kids around that age are pretty angsty.
Thank you for listening, Clambos. Next week, we'll have another episode on a Friday because it's a podcast about Pokemon and other things. God, please be good. Pokemon. Okay, goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Let's hear the entire cast of characters from Geese's soundboard say goodbye.
All around the table.
Bye.
Oh my god.
Howdy, y'all. It's me, Geese Pete. Thank you for listening to the Geese Pete Productions podcast.
Geese Peep Enterprises, doing business as Peep Industries, together with its subsidiaries, is a diversified worldwide entertainment company with operations in media networks, talent management, parks and resorts, multimedia entertainment, and consumer products and interactive media. Geese Peep Enterprises is a Dow 30 company.